Is Caitlin Clark the best WNBA rookie in the history of the league? While these sorts of things are obviously subjective and everybody has their own opinions, the truth is she's probably not, but she's definitely in the top 3. In fact, let's compare Caitlin's rookie year stats to some other rookie stats from years past. Caitlin averaged just over 19 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, and 8.5 assists per game. Now, let's compare those numbers to another great Indiana Fever player, Tamika Catchings. In her rookie season, Tamika averaged 18.6 points per game, 8.6 rebounds per game, and 3.7 assists per game. While Tamika was obviously a better rebounder and Caitlin was a better passer, those numbers are pretty comparable. But the truth is, there has probably never been a better rookie season than the one Candace Parker had back in 2008. Here are Candace's numbers. She averaged 18.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists per game, and 2.3 blocks per game. Yes, while she didn't average quite as many points as Caitlin Clark, those numbers are remarkable. Not to mention, Candace Parker is the only player in WNBA history to win both Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same year. Oh, and she also won a gold medal that same year, too. We didn't even mention some of the great rookie seasons we've seen in recent years, like Las Vegas Aces, star Aya Wilson, and New York Liberty star Breanna Stewart. The truth is, as I mentioned earlier, these rankings are incredibly subjective. To many people out there, Caitlin Clark is the best rookie of all time. But then there are others who will say Candace Parker is the best, or Tamika Catchings, or maybe A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Maya Moore. There are so many great players to mention. So, with that being said, let us know in the comments who you think the best WNBA rookie of all time has been. What makes Caitlin Clark a generational player? Breathtaking. Women's basketball fans have seen Caitlin Clark ascend to astronomical heights, from her college days at the University of Iowa to the WNBA. Generational, the first rookie to reach 100 three-pointers, leading the Indiana Fever to a .500 record for the first time since 2019, and increasing attendances week on week in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark has been nothing short of exceptional in her first season in the pros. One of one. Former WNBA player and current ESPN analyst Rebecca Lobo said of Clark, "We've never seen a woman play like this." The prodigal daughter. Clark has lifted the spotlight and attention paid to women's basketball for the last couple of years, which has allowed the sport to thrive. We'll take a closer look at what Clark makes the special player that she is, and what has made her the rising tide that's lifted all boats. All upcoming statistics are sourced from Basketball Reference. Historic markswoman. Perhaps the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about Caitlin Clark's supreme skills as a basketball player is her three-point shooting. Yahoo Sports wrote about Clark passing Stephen Curry's single-season record for all-time three-pointers made in the NCAA. Other records. Clark is also the NCAA's all-time leading scorer in college basketball history, regardless of gender. According to the Big Ten's website, she's the first Division I player to log over 3,600 points, 1,000 assists, and over 850 rebounds in a career. Degree of difficulty. It's not just the volume with which Caitlin Clark drains three-pointers. It's the distance with which she's making them that has fans in awe. Impressive numbers. According to CBB Analytics, Clark made over 80 shots from over 25 feet in her college basketball career. That range is longer than the NBA three-point line, which is 23 feet, thriving from far away. In August 2024, Sports Illustrated wrote that Clark is actually shooting more accurately from greater distances away in the WNBA than her attempts that come closer to the basket. The piece highlights that Clark is actually more prolific from 25 to 29 feet away than she is from 20 to 24 feet from the hoop. Youth admiration. Much like Stephen Curry, Caitlin Clark has become extremely popular with children during her rise to prominence. Curry and Clark's superhuman shooting tend to grab kids' attention, and many little girls and boys want to emulate her style. Imitation. High school basketball coach Sue Phillips has seen a spike in children looking to improve their outside shot because of the Clark phenomenon. She told CBS News, "I can tell you we do have more kids willing to work on their skill set to build on that. I do see that there's more motivation based on what they're seeing on social media and TV." Opening up the floor, Clark's ability to shoot from near half court puts defenses in a predicament, as opponents need to pick her up far away from the basket. This allows the court to be more spaced out, which Clark takes advantage of with her tremendous passing ability. Ball movement. Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve told the Indianapolis Star about Clark. "The best thing she does that young players don't do is she plays with incredible pace. Pace will get you really, really far. Pace and passing are her greatest things. Pace and passing is what makes her exceptional in my mind, getting everyone involved." It can be tempting for someone with Clark's sensational shooting ability to hoist attempts from great distances. However, she appears to realize that her team is most successful when other players have the confidence to take over offensively thanks to her savvy passing. Mixing it up, Clark isn't just a one-trick pony as an offensive player. She also isn't afraid to crash the glass to secure offensive or defensive rebounds. The latter is frightening to opposing teams, as she can pick up a defensive board on one end and start a fast break immediately. Clark's confirmation. "I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go in transition and find my teammates and set them up," Clark told Sports Illustrated. Physical attributes. Clark may not be the strongest woman in the WNBA, but she pays a lot of attention to exercise that allows her to be the best version of herself. The New York Times says that she focuses on elite conditioning, aerobic work, and plyometrics in order to give her the fast twitch ability to get a shot off. Dedication. Just Women's Sports has also outlined Clark's training regimen, as she doesn't take any shortcuts to greatness. She does conditioning, ball handling drills, and 100 shots each from three-point land, mid-range, and the foul line during the offseason. Lucky to see her play. Mike Vaccaro of the New York Post perhaps put Clark's brilliance in the most effective, succinct way. He wrote, "She makes the sport better. Not her sport. Not women's basketball. The sport. Basketball. Period. Difference maker." Vaccaro's comments ring true when considering the efforts that unrivaled. A new 3-on-3 women's basketball league poured into recruiting Clark. They wanted her to participate in a 10-week exhibition during the WNBA offseason and offered her a minimum of $1 million to do so. Clark ultimately declined, but the price tag shows just how serious the pursuit was. Subscribe to The Facts Drone, your ultimate destination for exclusive content, jaw-dropping game highlights, and in-depth dives into the WNBA's brightest stars. From player profiles to behind-the-scenes stories, we've got everything you need to stay in the know about women's basketball. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now and join the community that celebrates the game like never before.